we're super excited because I've been running what we call Pinterest pods. And so what the Pinterest pod is a very, very intimate. We only take 4 people per pod. That is it. We know that one-on-one individual coaching can be very costly, right? It's an
Mhm.
investment. Like I just shared with you, 97% of most of people don't finish a course. We don't want that for you. Welcome to the Life by Design podcast. I'm your host, Kim Ward, a certified master life and business coach, NLP practitioner, and your guide to building a life and business that you absolutely love. They say when the student is ready, the teacher appears. You agree with that?
Yes, but it just gave me chills.
I'm here to tell you when the student is really ready, the teacher disappears. And that's what's happening right now. I could not be more flippin' excited. You've heard me talking about Pinterest for like 5 years now. And I'm here with my friend, my bestie, my protege, my sister from another mister, Julie Ostmeyer. We've been kind of at this thing together for a few years now. So I don't know, 2.5 years, 3 years ago, you came into my Pinterest life.
Yes, I came in to one of your 5-day challenges. You
Okay.
miraculously came to me at the perfect time.
Yeah, it's funny how that happens, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I want to know honestly, because there's so many people who hear us talking about Pinterest and they either have maybe a misconception or two, or they've heard it so much that it's just noise now and they don't think it applies to them. So if you are willing to be as open and real and honest as you possibly can,
Sure.
what was it about Pinterest when I showed up on your feed that made you interested? Where were you at in your business life at that time?
I was in social media burnout mode. I get chills when I talk about it. I don't know why it's like coming over me like this today, but it is. And I was really at the point of dipping my toe into affiliate marketing, learning the ropes about how to market it to the public. Quickly fell into the social media influencers' advice on you've got to post 3 reels a day and engage 15 minutes before and then post. And then it was just, and I thought in the beginning, I thought I can do this. I can crank out a reel pretty quickly, and quickly found out that I was not going to be able to sustain that level of marketing. And it went against everything that I was trying to create. I was trying to create more time freedom and financial freedom so I could spend more time with my kids, and it was sucking the life out of me. So when you came across my Facebook feed, and I think you had mentioned that Pinterest content lasted for 4 months on average, and I was like, whoa, that like stopped me in the scroll, as they
Yeah.
talk about in the marketing world. And as a beginner, that was very attractive to me. So that's when I jumped into your 5-day challenge to see exactly what Pinterest could do.
Awesome. That's so relatable for many people. And I know you and we challenged each other at one point, like, okay, girl, let's be like accountability partners. Let's do 3 reels a day and let's knock TikTok out of the park. And I don't even know if it was hours later or days later. We were both like, oh, this is
We're
not
done.
sustainable.
Yeah,
You're done.
you're done.
So when you got into the land of Pinterest, what was it for you that made you realize like this is really where I want to plant my flag and produce my content?
Being able to see my content on Pinterest continue to create leads versus my content disappearing, maybe if I even got 24 hours out of it.
Hmm.
That's what really stood out for me, being it search engine based rather than social media, relying on the algorithm to really push your content out to the right people. That's what really stood out for me. I could create 30 days of content, and knowing that all this content could be repurposed in multiple ways, as you and I know, as you say, connecting those digital dots.
I just taught about that in the rank makers community this morning.
Yeah. So that was really the driving factor that really sucked me in. And as you know, I went through your, Pinterest Marketing Academy, the beginners program. I binge watched that. I flew through that. I couldn't get enough. And when something feels right,
Mhm.
you just you just want more. You just become a sponge and you soak it up. And it's honestly been that way ever since then.
So there's a numbing statistic. They say that 97% of people who purchase a course never finish it. They just don't.
Wow.
And that's what got my attention. That's why you got my attention. You were just super boisterous and you're at every office hour and you were in the events and you're like, I finished the course. And I was like, what? Now, there's over 400 people who have purchased and have access to this course. Over
Wow.
400. I think we're close to 500 at this point. You are the only person out of almost 500 people who've ever said to me, I finished your course.
Oh, wow. That's mind-boggling to me.
So here's what happened next. Julie became the best student. She attended every single training. I think she's bought every single training I've ever released. And I've watched her climb and be hungry and do the thing. And now, I mean, you generate leads all the time. You've learned how to run Pinterest ads. You've done all the things. And now we're here.
Yeah.
It's no longer this, it's this. And so when I tell you, when the student is ready, the teacher disappears. I'm super excited because Julie has accepted to come on board as our newest Pinterest coach. Holy crap!
That there come the chills again.
You have earned it. I mean, you've earned it. You've worked your butt off. And now we are in a position where you'll come to me and be like, "Did you know this?" And blah blah. And I'm like, "Dang, no, I didn't." And we can do that with each other and off of each other. So we're super excited because I've been running what we call Pinterest pods. And so what the Pinterest pod is a very, very intimate. We only take 4 people per pod. That is it. We know that one-on-one individual coaching can be very costly, right? It's an
Yeah.
investment. And like I just shared with you, 97% of most of people don't finish a course. We don't want that for you. Right now, like Julie said earlier in the conversation, when you start pinning, your pins always take 90 days to index and to rank in the system. And so if we're here, we're in August right now at the time of this conversation, September, October, November. All of the content that you're putting on Pinterest right now will not index or rank until November. So we've decided to launch our next Pinterest pod with Julie as your tour guide, your instructor. She has mastered this so well that I've completely entrusted her with you. And so it's a 4 week Pinterest pod. Like I said, it's just 4 people. So it's nice and intimate. We leave this way for a reason. I think it's affordable. It's still an investment, but it's affordable. It's only $500 to participate. And you're kicking off on Monday, September 8th, right?
Yes. Mhm.
5 p.m. Central. And it's going to be each Monday for 4 consecutive weeks. And you get to really immerse yourself with Julie's years of training. I mean, imagine going for your master's degree and you're 3 years, you're in it, you're dissecting it, you're learning the metrics. You've been in the muck for 3 full years now. And it's just
Yeah.
incredible to see where you're at today. I'm being so giddy over here. We're hoping that you see the value. I'm not shunning you or turning you away from Pinterest Marketing Academy because I think that is a stellar, stellar, stellar course. But if you're not going to watch the modules, if you're not going to do it, then don't bother, right? And we're not looking at some high cost, intensive personalized coaching. So I think this is a happy medium. Um, I I think it is. I'm going to
Oh,
drop
I
the
do
link,
too.
Julie, because we've got
Absolutely.
4 spots open right now. We literally just opened this up. This is not the first pod that we have run. We have our Pinterest pods, but Julie's going to be at the helm now. So if you're hearing this conversation and you're like, yeah, I would love to explore what this looks like, I've dropped a link to our team member. Just schedule a very, very quick call with Barbara. She's going to give you, you already have the investment costs, right? You've got the dates, you've got the times. If this is right for you, you can reach out to me, you can reach out to Julie. We're going to send you back to Barbara because she's going to get you set up and in the right place. So just book a quick call with her. What do you want to say about this?
I love this because as going through your coaching, I love the intimate one-on-one conversation where you don't feel like you're in this room of 200 people and you're afraid to raise your hand.
Yeah,
I've been through it. There are no silly questions. If you don't know, you don't know.
of course.
And so that's what I love about the intimacy of this group being so small is we can really dive into individualized questions and get those answered and get you moving forward.
And that's what it's there for. What would you say after 3 years has been your biggest win because of Pinterest?
Lead generation.
Mm,
You know, we all the marketers will talk about, you don't own social media. You don't own the platforms that you're on. You really own your emails. That's what's been the biggest thing for me is being able to own my email list. And as you know now, when I'm launching something, I don't use ads anymore.
yep.
I strictly rely on my email list, and my email list got to where it was outperforming my ads.
It's amazing.
So, isn't that awesome?
That's
So,
amazing.
all these things together, content longevity, search engine versus social media, and building your email
Yep.
empire, if that's what you wish to call it. That's been my biggest win and has pushed me the farthest, the fastest.
I love that.
Yeah.
And, I've always, not always, for the last few years, I have considered myself to have more influence on Facebook. I mean, I have 8,500 followers. I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars from Facebook. I'm not going to
Right.
lie.
Mhm.
And so last week, I think it was last week, I sent you a screenshot of a Facebook notification that I got. And they said, your content this week is performing so well. We've increased your distribution. I was madder than a wet hen.
Me
I
too.
was like, how dare you contain my freedom of speech and my reach? And that proves if you think you're not silenced, if you think that the algorithms don't control you, you're sadly mistaken. And for as influential as I am on Facebook, you're still telling me that because I'm doing well, what a good girl, we're going to increase your distribution. And I'm like, how dare you? On Pinterest, I was just sharing this in the Rank Makers group this morning. Rich and I were able to write our Pinterest account into our will. There is not a day that goes by. There is not a week that goes by. There is not a month that goes by that we don't have leads coming in from Pinterest while I'm sleeping, while I'm on the boat, while I'm at a basketball game. Well, it doesn't matter. While I'm at a hospital with my dad. I don't have to be there. I don't have to do anything crazy. The content lives forever and it will develop more and more as time goes on. And that's what I want as a busy mom, as a busy caregiver, as a busy business owner. I don't want to sit here and do the content shuffle trying to figure out how to please this algorithm today and that algorithm tomorrow. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
So, we want to share with you that Pinterest is not an ATM machine, right? It's not. So some of the misconceptions is early on, if I'm not having success because TikTok shows me that I can make $20,000 a month without crawling out of bed, that's fabricated. And so the opportunity here for you, as Julie proved with her email list. Now, I'm still Julie's coach. We meet and we look at her numbers and we look at her emails, and I can tell you her email is dominating. And that's because your pins are working, your marketing is working, and you have the right people coming onto your list. We don't have to worry about high unsubscribe rates. We don't have to worry about low open rates. You, I've seen you grow so much over 3 years, but over probably the past 8 months, the most, where you're right here, man. Like you're right there and you're keeping up with me in contests. And I'm like, we can't have this.
She's like,
But then
game
I'm
on.
cheering her on at the same time. It's a blessing,
Right,
curse.
right.
So that's why I said when the student is ready, the teacher doesn't appear. When the student is really ready, the teacher disappears. And I'm so honored to share this space with you.
Oh, me too. And that's what I love about Pinterest is if you are a beginner, it works. If you're already in business, it works. If you're already high up here as an entrepreneur, it works because you can add it in as scalability. It's really no matter where you're at in your journey, it's really a no-brainer for me as your next marketing, strategy. And
For
that's
sure.
all it is strategy. It's not hard, it's just a strategy.
I love that. You're right. It's not hard. It is just a strategy. And most of us, we're not used to that. So it
Yeah.
is a little new way of thinking. It's not overwhelming. And the upcoming Pinterest pod is the perfect place to lean in and to learn and to take that action in a safe space. And if for some reason you don't see this one, in time for our September 8th pod, schedule that call with Barbara and she will share, hey, Laura, what's next? What's the upcoming pod? Because we typically offer these every month and a half, if possible. But now that Julie's on board, we'll get a good cadence, we'll get a good rhythm to be able to support you in your journey.
I'm just saying if you're on the fence, you've got to invest in yourself. And you've already got that spark in your mind. You've already got that little bit of, will this work? I'm telling you, jump in, dip your toe in. It's only 4 weeks. And I think you're going to be surprised at how much you're going to get out of it and how much you can move forward with it. I
I'm
just,
so giddy. I might sign myself up.
I know, I know. I'm excited too. I can't, I love seeing the light bulb moments come on in people's eyes and they're like, you're kidding me. It's really that simple and I can really do this. And yeah, you can do it.
All right, my friends. So if you have any Pinterest questions, please drop them in the comments. I mean that. That is truly an open invitation. We love to serve and to completely add and bring all the value that we know. So as we see your questions come in, that will be the focal point for our next conversation. If this Pinterest pod is for you, or if you have questions, schedule that call with Barbara. The link is right there, successwithkimward.com/let's talk. And it's a very quick 15-minute, maybe less conversation just to see if you're in the right place at the right time. Me, Julie, Barbara, there's nothing we hate more than high pressure sales. There's nothing we hate more. It
No.
has to be in alignment and the right time for you. I cannot say that enough. So this is not for everybody. That's why we only take 4 people at a time. All right, I'm going to stop talking. We'll see you next week. Bye,
Okay.
Julie.
Sounds good. Bye.
Bye, friends. Thanks for joining us and keep your questions coming. Bye for now. And hey, before you go, don't forget to subscribe to our podcast. And as always, friends don't let friends grow and develop alone. So share this episode with someone you love and care about. We'll see you in the next episode.